The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is a worthy successor to the Z Fold 4, bringing a flatter and lighter profile to an otherwise familiar foldable formula. It's got ample power, versatility, and high-quality components and materials. But the same as last year, photography and narrow cover screen don't hold up well against the much wider Pixel Fold. In the short time I've spent with the Fold 5, the impressive improvements are obvious, but it's also very clear the phone lacks that special something to make it a true standout alongside its predecessor. It's not the end of the world, but the big problem for the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is that it's launching alongside the Galaxy Z Flip 5, which is really different from the last one. As personal preferences go, I always found the Fold to be big and bulky. Portability is something I value in foldable design, and this ain't it. It's a lesson on prioritizing certain characteristics over others and a tacit understanding that producing things at scale is going to make some people happier than others, while leaving every single one of them at least slightly disappointed. For the Fold, priority comes in the form of a big screen. In spite of what some angry people on the internet will likely say in the social media replies to this very story, the appeal is clear. Given the choice between watching a film on a 6-inch smartphone and a 7.6-inch, I know what I'm picking every time. Granted, I also have a larger tablet at home, so I don't find myself in that specific scenario every day. Finally, as much as I love the flexible 7.6-inch display and appreciated the widening of the cover screen with the Galaxy Z Fold 4, I'm realizing that the narrow 6.2-inch display on the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is insufficient for real-world productivity. Again, I came to this realization after using the Google Pixel Fold's much wider aspect ratio 5.8-inch cover display. Samsung considered making the Z Fold 5 wider, but ultimately did nothing to the screen aspect ratio or display technology between generations. I don't discount this screen as a camera viewfinder, a content browser, and social media reader, but typing on it is not good. The keys are too cramped and I often mistyped. Worse, in some apps, the keyboard sits right on top of the on-screen home button, and more than once I popped out of an app because I hit that instead of a key. Despite all this, I'm still a Galaxy Z Fold 5 fan. It's fun to hold and use, takes nice, if over-vibrant photos, and is about as peppy as a handset can get. If this is your first Fold, it's a winning choice. If you already own a Galaxy Z Fold 4, hold onto it and wait for the Z Fold 6. As for the hinge function, it's smooth and solid. I have opened and closed the phone hundreds of times and it felt just as sure at the start as it does now. When it's folded closed, you're looking at sandwiched, polished aluminum colored glass on the rear and a tall cover screen. It feels solid but not overbearing and fits neatly in almost any pocket, despite the additional thickness over a conventional candy bar smartphone. After testing the phone both in lab conditions and the real world, in direct sunlight and in a very dark room, the range Samsung screens offer is exceptional. They beam brilliantly for easy viewing both indoors and out, and get soothingly dim for comfortable bedtime reading. If you pick up a snazzy S Pen case for your Fold 5, you can only use the stylus pen sold separately. On the large main display, not a deal breaker, but worth noting. The fact Samsung's big screen has a prominent crease line also creates a bump while jotting or doodling on it. But if those two negatives don't put you off, we really appreciate the versatility the S Pen brings, especially when paired with excellent apps like Concepts or the pre-installed Samsung Notes. You will notice the flexible screen crease even if it seems slightly less pronounced. But I promise that when you're using the display to play games, watch Netflix, take photos, with it serving as your big screen viewfinder, and manage multiple apps at once, you won't notice it. Overall, everything looks good on the big primary display. It's perfect for watching videos on the train and just right for my Asphalt 9 Legends obsession. It's also versatile thanks to its flexibility. Samsung continues to refine the Fold's software experience. In fact, the line is blurring a bit between the desktop and mobile here. Again, the device is functionally a tablet when unfolded. The centerpiece of the experience is a desktop-style taskbar that keeps your 4 most recent apps front and center for more seamless switching. You can also drag and drop 5 frequently used apps to stay there all the time. It's a handy feature. I like it. The Z Fold 5's cameras are unexceptional with the same specs as last year's Z Fold 4. If you're coming from another Galaxy phone and like the crunchy, punchy, contrast-heavy Samsung photo aesthetic with brightened-up night scenes and ramped-up colors, then you'll probably really like the Z Fold 5's photo. The importance of computational photography only continues to grow in the smartphone world. While the Fold 5 maintains its predecessor's excellent triple camera system, the Snapdragon's image signal processing continues to improve. The Fold 5's rear cameras can take some truly excellent photos. Shots captured in full daylight were extremely sharp and vibrant. I would be more than satisfied using the Fold 5 as a primary camera. As versatile as the camera system is, though, none of the Z Fold 5's cameras are best in class, with the Pixel Fold's zoom and photo quality outperforming Samsung's, thanks to further optical reach and more natural processing. If you're prepared to download Samsung's Camera Raw app and labor over a bit of manual photography, you can get pixel-beating results from the Z Fold 5 with the 50-megapixels sensor at the helm being relatively powerful and versatile. But for point-and-shoot shots, the Z Fold 5 is generally good but seldom great given its price. I'd also have to give a shout-out to portrait mode. The feature still isn't perfect with uneven edges, but it's improved a lot over the years. The ultra-wide and zoom cameras are also relatively weak, with modest sensor sizes and optics. Specifically, the ultra-wide misses out on autofocus, so it won't be great for nearby objects, and the 10-megapixel zoom camera has a tiny sensor, so while it can focus impressively close to a subject, around 10 centimeters, its image quality seldom wows. Most of my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 photography was taken while the phone was closed, using one of the 3 lenses on the back and the cover screen as my viewfinder. I could open the phone up and use the main screen, but it's a bit unwieldy. Running with the same power as the flagship Galaxy S23 series, the Z Fold 5 has a tried and tested beast of a chip inside, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, that keeps games, multitasking, and 4K video editing performing at the highest level. Samsung's upgraded the heat management this year so you can tear through long Genshin Impact and download sessions without the phone getting too hot. This is in stark contrast to the Google Pixel Fold, which ran hot for much of our first few days testing it. Samsung promises all-day battery life, and that's what I consistently got. Most days it was 15 hours of use or more. The phone supports Samsung's take on super-fast charging, refueling 50% in 30 minutes. In our tests, we recharged to 56% in 30 minutes using a 65 watts power adapter. There's no charging adapter in the box, however, just the USB-C cable. So if you want the fastest charging speeds, you'll want to pick up one of those compatible 65 or 45 watts adapters. I was also able to charge on a variety of Qi wireless chargers. The phone also supports wireless power share, which means when enabled in settings, you can place one Samsung phone on top of the other to transfer battery power from one phone to the other, or to earbuds, or a supported smartwatch. So if you are really thinking to buy it, just remember these points before buying. If you're ready to try a foldable phone and you want 2 devices in one with quality photography, then go for it. But if you're on a budget and demand the best in camera optics, then go for S23 Ultra instead of Z Fold 5. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you are really watching till now, then don't forget to drop a like and leave a comment about your favorite feature. And also share to someone who is willing to buy a foldable. See you in the next one.